Let's quickly cut across to our guests this evening. Radhika Khera, National Spokesperson, BJP. Dr. Shama Mohammed, National Spokesperson, Congress. Amitabh Tiwari, Political Strategist, with us. I want to begin with Mr. Tiwari because Amitabh Tiwari, there's corruption, give them freebies. There's anti-incumbency, give them freebies. Any inflation, give them freebies. The answer in politics now is a one-shot solution, which is whatever the problem is, which is leading to anti-incumbency, offer a slew of freebies and you might get by.
Yes, now freebies are being used across all political parties as a tool to woo the voters, and we've seen this across parties and irrespective of whether the state is rich or poor. Freebies has not been defined yet by the Supreme Court, though the matter has been pending with the Supreme Court for some time. Let's say 125 units free for all. I mean, this is a freebie for people who can afford, but people who are poor and who cannot afford, probably, this is not a freebie because this can be counted as a welfare scheme. Now, Bihar has the lowest per capita income across India. But surprisingly, neither it has a cash support income scheme, which are there in rich states like Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. Neither it had a free Bijli scheme, which is there again in much richer states like Delhi, etc. That's why perhaps Nitish Kumar government, under which is tackling now 20 years of anti-incumbency, has gone ahead with a slew of measures, and youth, Mahila, Garib are important cohorts in any election. They've already announced a tweak of the scheme with regards to the 35% reservation for women. For youth also, they have announced some sort of cash income support for students who have passed out of colleges. And now for the poor, they've announced a free Bijli scheme. Of course, these have an impact on elections, and also
Right.
these are being announced in the context that the Mahagathbandhan also has announced similar units of, or rather a higher units of perhaps
Right.
free Bijli and a higher cash income support for women.
So competitive populism, and that we've seen practically in every election, but do for a minute, where our viewers are concerned, stay on the graphics that we are actually showing you. We'll play it right back. On the cost of freebies, where it comes down to each state that has gone on to offer a slew of SOPs. They might call it welfare schemes, but ultimately this is sheer populism. And look at the weight of these freebies that these states have to bear. Right from Maharashtra after the Ladli Bahin Yojana, from Karnataka, Rajasthan, Andhra, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar. Look at Bihar. And of course, then Delhi. But Radhika Khera, deteriorating law and order problem. The opposition is calling it return of the Jungle Raj, and it's a bit of an irony because this charge comes in from the RJD today. So, quick solution, offer a slew of freebies.
Good evening to everyone. The murder of a patient inside a Patna hospital is horrific, a condemnable crime. No civilized society should ever have to see bullets fired in a hospital corridor. But what is equally criminal is the fact that the opposition's attempt to cash in on a bloodshed. The Congress-RJD alliance that is now crying a law and order failure must answer that under the Lalu Prasad Yadav and Rabri Devi regime, Bihar wasn't governed, it was gutted. 859 people were killed in 118 massacres across Bihar. Entire Dalit families were slaughtered in Sinari, Lakshmanpur, Bathe, Shankar Biga, pregnant women, children. No one was spared, Preeti. And where were the FIRs settled? FIRs were settled in the Chief Minister's house. And don't take my word for it. Mr. Lalu Yadav's own brother-in-law, Subhash Yadav, admitted this on camera that kidnapping deals were done in the CM residence and ransom was negotiated by Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav himself. This wasn't governance. It was a crime syndicate in power. And when Mr. Tejasvi Yadav, who was the deputy CM in 2022, when there was an alliance with the RJD and Congress along with the JDU, what happened under their watch? Murders went up by 30%. Rapes by 24%, kidnappings by 13%. And these are not my sources. These are by the NCRB November 2023 report. Now, was that Jungle Raj 2.0 beta version or just a reminder of what happens every time the RJD and Congress have even a little bit of power in Bihar? And today when a patient is killed at Paras Hospital and they are playing fall, and what even the police has gone on to say is absolutely condemnable, and we do not agree with that. And we are not here to defend or
Okay.
give any excuses. We will ensure there is accountability and
Okay.
we will act. But let me also remind the Congress, Preeti, that you are the same party whose alliance partner Tejasvi Yadav called the media stinking and used abusive language when he was asked tough questions. You want to politicize crime but are silent when your own leader disrespects press and democracy. The NDA
Okay.
government has taken swift
All
action
right.
in this case. FIRs
Radhika
are registered
Khera,
and
we'll
arrests
talk
will
about the
follow.
economics of it for the state of Bihar, but you did refer to the NCRB data. I have it with me right now. I'm going to go across to Shama Mohammed, but before that, I'll circle back to you, and it's something to chew on. Bihar, nation-wise, holds the ignominy of being number 2 when it comes down to number 2 position in crimes across the country in 2017, 2018, 2020, 2022. And that's number 2 in the country. You don't want to know the state which is number 1. But who was governing? Maybe, interimly you had the RJD with you, but largely I would reckon that's your government in place there in these years. Just referring to the NCRB data that you were referring to.
Yeah, which is why I
but I want to bring in, allow me to come, I'll circle back to you, allow me to bring in the Congress spokesperson into this conversation. Dr. Shama Mohammed, the fact is, you might take on the RJD today, your ally is taking on the government and saying you're just copying us where it comes down to what you call welfare schemes. But ultimately, look at the chart, Dr. Shama Mohammed. The Congress very well understands the burden of what you call welfare schemes is sheer populism, and the economy of the state is completely destroyed at the back of it. Something that I didn't say, your own chief minister in Telangana, Revanth Reddy, has said it many times, where he says because of the schemes that they have on offer, Telangana is heading towards a financial mess.
कह रहे हैं ना कि मुफ्त में नहीं दिया जाएगा, अब बहुत कम
Can I just get okay? Yeah.
और इसीलिए देते हैं कि वो सुरक्षित रहे.
So he said, "Muft mein nahi de sakta." Nitish Kumar's own words. Inside the assembly, we will never give electricity free. Okay, so that is first. Number 2, when we promise something, we do it. Whether it's Telangana, Karnataka, or the other Himachal. Now let's look what happened in Maharashtra. Maharashtra, they promised, and what happened after they came to power? They gave it before coming to power. They were giving the Ladli Behna. As soon as they came to power, they removed the beneficiaries. They gave it for few. 2,500 by the government, BJP government in BJP promised in Delhi after they came to power. A woman chief minister, nobody has got that 2,500. No women have got it till now. Nirmala Sitharaman, before the Bihar elections last time, promised free COVID vaccination to each and everyone. Again, promise not kept. Each and everyone did not get. So the issue here is you promise something, you do not keep it. So we are sure that they will not keep it. One, I want to add to Amitabh's point is that the lowest tax base in this country is with Bihar. So they will not have the funds to give it. Now, when it comes to crime, she's comparing, there's been murders there, so there's competitive killings going to happen here. I mean, that's a shame, how shameful she talks about. My own colleague, Ajoy Kumar, was the police officer at that point of time when Lalu was the chief minister, and he himself told me, Lalu, send him to Jamshedpur to clean up the mess there. So it is a wrong notion that, Lalu Yadav's time was complete Jungle Raj. This is a story being put across. But what we see right now is, you saw Gopal Kemka, businessman, shot in Patna just next to the police station. You have these people, gundas, getting into a hospital, a private hospital, and killing. After that, the DGP, what does he say? He says that this is normal because in May and June, it happens. The farmers have no work and they go to kill. Can you imagine that you take away the responsibility from you and put it on innocent farmers who are so poor, they try to make a living. They're not saying that we will see to that these people are arrested. Manji again saying, there is nothing we can do. These are gang wars. So gang wars can keep happening. They do not come under your it does not come under you. I mean, what is happening in Bihar, the law and order is completely collapsed. Remember, around 3 weeks ago, a Dalit girl was raped. And forget law and order there. She was raped. Of course, they couldn't find who it was. They got him later. Then she was taken to a hospital, AIMS. And they denied her. She was taken to Patna Medical College. She was out. in the ambulance for 5 hours, and later the poor girl died. So there is collapse of everything. There is no rule of law. There is no safety for women. There is no empathy for people.
All right, I'll circle back to you.
Nothing is happening there.
I'll circle back to you because you said that every state that the Congress rules promised certain welfare schemes, like you pointed out, has delivered. But delivered at what cost is the question, Dr. Shama Mohammed. I'll circle back to you.
And I'll give
you some, ma'am, I'll give you some figures here. I will give you some figures here. At the back of the announcement, especially when it comes down to pension in the state of Himachal, today the Himachal Bhavan continues to be facing a potential auction risk. Why? Because they haven't paid dues to the tune of 150 crores pending, number one. Number two, your own Chief Minister Revanth Reddy on multiple platforms has actually put his hands up and say we need to have a national consensus on how we need to move out of the culture of populism by offering these freebies, because my state is burdened with them and I can't really keep up my promises for development because I'm paying these out. I'll come to you, ma'am. Allow me. I will just go back. Ma'am, I will. I'll give you that. I will give you that time. I will give you that time. Allow me to just circle back to you. I want to take a quick comment by Amitabh. Ma'am, I'll ask you exactly the same question. Just mull over it. Ma'am, I will come back to you because I'll do the same thing.
I know the answer to it.
Ma'am, I'll come back to you. Allow me to come back. Allow me to come back to you on this. I'll just bring in Amitabh Tiwari. Amitabh Tiwari, this is going to be par for the course. Before the model code of conduct sets in, this is just the first of the many announcements that we are bound to witness in the state of Bihar.
Yeah, so essentially there are two things now. One is that the government making an announcement of a freebie, and one is a freebie promise in a manifesto. So I think the Supreme Court, where the case is, or the Election Commission of India, should clearly say that when you are announcing a freebie in a manifesto, how many people are you going to give it to? Because this has become an issue in Delhi, because you promised for all and then you have put in some conditions for the cash income support for women. What is the total cost and how it is likely to be funded? Either borrowings or internal accruals.
Right.
Now, even when a government is announcing such a scheme, I think across political parties and state governments, this should become a norm, because this is out of budget announcement. Because Bihar already has around 4.2% of deficit. It is one of the few states which has a revenue surplus, but this is going to make the state run into a budget deficit. And Bihar is not a rich state like Maharashtra, which can absorb 2.2% of GSDP going in as freebies.
Fair point. But and moreover, and I'll bring in the BJP spokesperson on this, you've already sought a special bailout package from the government where Bihar is concerned. What are you spending it on, Ms. Khera?
I will come to that, Preeti, and I really need to answer to the Congress spokesperson. She came up with three things. She quoted Mr. Ajoy Kumar, the same man who does not know that Sikkim is a part of India. Well, if you want to go by him, to hell. God help you. God save the Congress. Secondly, she talked about Delhi. Ma'am, we've been in power for 147 days. Your national alliance partner, the Kejriwal government, dried up the coffers of Delhi. Delhi went into minus for the first time in 32 years. There was a deficit. So we are getting Delhi back on track, and Delhi is changing. You've never lived in Delhi. You've just been here for a year and a half, so you don't know what Delhi was suffering from. Third, she talked about free vaccines. Well, everybody did get a free vaccine unless you wanted to go to a private hospital and pay for it. That was your choice. But we ensured that every citizen would get a free vaccine. So stop lying. Your neta lies on multiple occasions and then goes.
Would you like to answer the question that I asked you very quickly, ma'am?
I will. Now, when we're talking about how are we going to do anything, we have empowered the citizens of Bihar.
Hasn't the state of Bihar sought a special bailout package from the center? And the state of Bihar has been given one. You're part of that government.
And Preeti, we must also not forget that when Dr. Manmohan Singh ji was the Prime Minister, they did not help Bihar. And every time the Bharatiya Janata Party has come to power in the center, earlier when Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was in power, and when our government came into power, we have always gone and helped Bihar. We have empowered 5 lakh Ayushman Bharat.
So therefore, the help that you've extended to Bihar is going to be spent in funding freebies to win an election.
5 lakh Ayushman Bharat insurance to 3.5 crore people is not freebie. LPG to 1 crore women is not freebie. Pipe water to 1.6 crore homes is not freebie. And today, if we are taking Bihar out from darkness, if we are giving them 125 units free, it's freebie. But if Congress does that in that state, then
Madam,
Rahul Gandhi ne
you know,
wada
the
pura
fact
kar
is,
diya.
you and I both know I
Bihar
wasn't
today-
talking about the
today
Ayushman scheme, but let it be.
Today,
Okay.
Bihar, Preeti, has a 5% higher
Okay.
growth rate than
I
national
want to
average.
bring in,
This is
for
what
one
the
quick
NDA
final
has
comment,
done.
I want to bring in Dr. Shama Mohammed back into this conversation. Dr. Mohammed, you know, you wanted to come in for a rebuttal on the question I asked you about how the Congress pays for these welfare schemes, or what you call them, but clearly it doesn't
Taxing
quite
people for
trickle
having
down. When
toilet
it,
seats in their house.
one second,
Remember
allow
the
Dr.
Passport
Shama
is
Mohammed to
hardly-
make her
yeah.
point, ma'am. Extend the same courtesy.
I mean, I
yes,
can't
Dr. Mohammed,
handle
make your
such
point.
people. First and foremost, when BJP spokespersons open their mouth, they lie. I've not been here. How do you know that from 2003 to 2007, I lived in Delhi? So shut your mouth next time and do not come on and start
This is,
lying. Right.
Preeti, I'm
And
sure you
Preeti,
don't
I did
have
not
such
interrupt. Let me
jungles on
speak. Let
India
me
today.
speak. No.
Shut your
And-
mouth.
and
You
let
go
me
on and
speak.
insult
Okay,
our
let's
national heroes, and
let's
now
not
you're calling me to
interrupt
shut
each
my
other,
mouth.
extend the
Is
same
this the kind
courtesy,
of
and
language?
refrain
Is
from
this the
making
language?
any personal comments on your
Is this the language?
co-panelists.
So can I
Shut
say
your
then-
mouth.
Refrain from making any
Such
personal comments,
junglies.
ma'am.
This
Dr.
is
Mohammed,
special
please make your
package
point.
promised by
Jungly woman.
special-
You're a doctor.
special-
Have some shame.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, Ms.
Please
Khera,
brush. Don't use
please,
dirty
1
water
second.
to brush
Madam,
your teeth. You're a
allow,
dentist, for
extend
God's
the
sake,
same
the kind of
courtesy.
language you're
Dr.
using.
Mohammed, refrain from making personal attacks. Go ahead.
Special package promised by Narendra Modi for a long time to Bihar. Where is that special package? They keep pointing fingers at us. Manrega, which was supposed to be a colossal failure according to Mr. Modi, he continues to do it. So that's a welfare package. So, you know, every time you point fingers at us, they say that how do you manage it? When the oil prices world over was $104 a barrel, we used to subsidize and give it at 75 rupees per liter petrol and 55 rupees per liter diesel. We know what is subsidy. So we've removed subsidies now and we are giving it into welfare. So there is no difference much here. We are able to do it. We could do it. We are the ones who got in the Food Security Act. We got in the Food Security Act here, and that is when this 3 rupees and 2 rupees for atta, wheat and rice came in. And that is what Mr. Modi is giving to 85 crore people. He says we are the third largest economy, but we are still feeding, we are 140 crore. We are
Dr.
feeding-
Mohammed, why is the
So
Himachal
what I'm trying
Bhavan
to
on
say
the
is
verge
that-
of an auction today?
Sorry?
Why is it that your Telangana chief minister says, I'm done with the freebie culture in this country?
Because she
No,
asked
I
him
have
to
not-
shut up.
Ma'am,
I-
allow her to
I have
answer.
I have not heard that. I mean, you are saying that, but I have not heard it because I was there in Telangana during the elections. And the same thing, then you should ask, why is Modi who's against welfare schemes? Why is Modi who's against welfare schemes?
Okay.
He's always
All right,
doing-
I'm going to end
that's
it
what
there.
he does.
Ma'am,
He
just
keeps
for the record,
promising.
he said
He
it
said
on
Manrega
India
is a
Today. He
colossal
said it in
failure.
a session that I was moderating. So that's where he said it, but I'm going to leave it at that. We've run out of time.